Because show me one place where there's 700 people that have made $1 million that are going to teach you what they did. Could be worthwhile. So you can come to that, ask the person that invited you. One last thing in closing, because I forgot this. Today's the 1st of March. On April 3rd, 2003, it was the 3rd, my sponsor, Nathan Rick, said, Kenton, if you're serious about this, you want to change your life, you need to place something called an executive order. Didn't mean anything to me. He said, Kenton, by the way, you can join this company for free. It doesn't cost you anything to buy our products at the cheapest discount as a customer. You can buy a $25 distributor kit and become start your business. What I was told by a guy that had been down the path is, Kenton, you need to buy $1,000 worth of product tonight, and we're going to backdate it. Well, what does that have to do with anything? He said, it will get you into the bonus pool. I said, what's that? And he said, it's 2% of all of the volume revenue. It's millions of dollars, and you can make some extra money. I trusted him. I said, I don't have $1,000. He said, you better borrow it fast, because this is the last chance you're going to get to work with somebody like me. I thought that was a little aggressive. But when I hung up the phone, after I kind of boo-hooed a little bit, I realized he was right. My dad taught me to be honorable. My mom taught me to love. But they couldn't teach me how to do what I've done in the last 7 years. My dad was good enough to say, go listen to him. I borrowed the money. I bought a $1,000 executive order. I placed an LOI. And in the next 90 days, I made $46,000. That changed my whole stinking life. It really did. I know that's funny. She's laughing because of what I'm saying that. But I got to tell you, not everybody's going to do that. We have Mel. Where's Mel Bird?
Right here.
Come here, please. Come quickly. Give her a huge hand. Just to finish my point about today being totally different, you got to be convicted about it. Do you think my family and friends came with me on this journey? How many of you are my family or my friends? Raise your hand. I hope all of you are my friends, but you know, that hurts. But anyway, Lance Orlov, Richard Worthington, there's 6 kids in my family. Richard's the only one that came with. How did you know me? How did you find out about me? How did you find out about Nu Skin?
I researched Nu Skin on my own, and I kind of cyber-stalked him a little bit. Somebody mentioned his name to me the last couple of years. Didn't really want to meet him.
Cyber-stalking?
A little bit, yeah. I started watching interviews of him online and tracked down where he was. Showed him on his front door.
What do you do?
At Richard.
What do you do? What did you do before Nu Skin?
I owned a marketing company. Small
Successful,
marketing
she
company.
wants to be humble, humility, you know, too much humility makes me sick, okay? Doesn't mean you too, sometimes just own the fact that you're probably the biggest studette I've ever met, one of them. Anyway, owns her own marketing company, totally awesome at what she does. How many of you know her? Everything she touched, does it turn to gold? Does she have integrity? Does she care about people? Is she fun to be around? By the way, those are the things I'm looking for. How did you find me? She finds me online. I'm not lying to you, dude. I did not have her on some weird list, and I wasn't calling her going, hey, you want to hear about an opportunity? I do that too sometimes. But she called me, showed up at my house, and what happened?
I told him that I wanted to do Nu Skin and asked him to teach me.
And what did I do?
You kind of interviewed me in a weird way. But I showed up on his doorstep and I'm saying, here I am, sign me up, I'm golden, I want to go. And he's kind of
That's
asking me
strange. Like,
questions.
who does that?
Yeah.
I've been doing this 14 years, ain't nobody showed up on my doorstep. This awesome saying, hey, I want to do Nu Skin. I'm like, Well, did Richard put you up to this? Where are the hidden cameras? Did Bill Gans do this to you? Because he's been telling me that the world's changing and everybody's watching us? Oh, what has happened? She says, no. So what happened? You got involved. After a long process, she got involved with just the perfect team. She ran into a good friend of ours, Troy, and they talked, and he got the job done. What did you do your first couple weeks or first month? You joined at the end of December, right?
Yeah, the first thing, I just said, look, you tell me what to do and I'll do it. I'll trust everything that you said. And that was, taking a little bit of risk. But he called me up on December 31st. We hadn't talked in a couple, we went out of the country. We met, he went out of the country for 30 days. We just text back and forth a little bit, trying to decide, where I was going to go, what I was going to do.
I was still interviewing her, trying to make sure that she's still interested. I'm not going to wait. I don't need to close anybody. I don't need to sell anybody on anything. I don't. You do this, you will be successful. I don't want to waste my time anymore, because guess what? I want to have kids. Any takers?
So he called me up December 31st. I was on my way to Academy. He said, you're signing up today. And I was a little bit, held back because I didn't get a chance to meet the team. Because I said, you just put me where I'm going to be the most successful and I'm going to be able to do the best. And he called me December 31st. I was on my way to the cabin. Said, you're signing up today. Give me your credit card. Do this, this, and that. And I sat in the car for a second with my girlfriend. I'm like, am I really doing this? And I just jumped in, said I trust him, because that's what I told him, that if he would teach me how to do it, I trust him. And
Trust, that's so huge.
And I didn't even really know him.
So huge though, right? For somebody to trust you, that's big. It's one of the greatest honors of my life. She trusts me, so she does it. Joins at the end of the month. Why? Because here, if you're going to work next month, I have one question for you. Would you like to make more or less for the same effort? More. Okay, then trust us. If you're serious, you've seen this, you want to make a decision, then you should do it tonight. So she did. What happened?
Went out and signed up a bunch of people my first month. Just went to work.
Signed up a bunch of people, right? This is all multi-level jargon.
Yeah.
Right, we always sit there going, that's so weird. What is that, signing people up? What did you really do? You talked to some people?
Yeah, I just got into massive action, talked to a lot of my friends and said, look, I'm doing this and I want you to take a look at it. I think it's really something that you'll find value in, and just started sharing my story and why I was doing it. So.
And they came with, and how much money did you make? Now, we try not to, network marketing is the only place in the world where you can show up and somebody will ask you how much money you make and they won't punch you. Isn't that true? You go to a party and you ask your friend, like, you know, you go out to a dinner party and your sister-in-law comes up and asks you how much money your husband made. That's rude. Isn't that true? But in network marketing, like, how much money did he make? All right, cool. How much did you make?
$4,500.
$4,500. If she wouldn't have joined at the end of the month, what would you have made?
$1,100.
Okay? Could be a difference for you if you wanted to make that happen. Thank you very much. She's amazing. Give her a huge hand. Everybody, I've asked quickly, 30 seconds, who you are, where you're from. It's going to be less than 2 minutes and then we're going to be done, okay? So you can get scanned. I appreciate all of your time. When these gentlemen and ladies are finished with their testimonials, the whole reason is you don't want to look at me and go, okay, it was easy for Ken. He went to Europe, he traveled the globe, something happened, you know, some magical thing happened, it was easy for him. I want you to see that other people have been able to do this. Jenny, will you stand up from there? You don't have to move. Everybody just look, we can... Jenny, you start. I know you didn't, that's why I'm doing it, because she's looking nervous.
Yeah, I'm not nervous, but what did you want me to do?
Just who are you, where are you from, why Nu Skin?
Okay, my name is Jenny Besant, I'm from here in Pleasant Grove. Nu Skin, mainly because the people who approach me were people I've been watching for a long time in a lot of different venues and areas of their lives and in other businesses. I saw integrity, and when they all came together as a group and asked me to be a part of this, I believed in the products because Kenton generously donated $4,000 worth of product to me when I won Mrs. Utah this year, or last year.
So I made a donation to the Mrs. Utah pageant,
Yeah.
right? Tax write-off. Oh.
There you go. So
When she won Mrs. Utah,
I got all the products.
so she is Mrs.
Yeah.
Utah,
So,
right? Give her a huge hand for
Thank
that.
I believed in them, and then when I was approached by these men that I've seen in other areas of my life, and they all had integrity and all wanted me to work with them and do the business, I felt something great about it. I feel like it'll go good places, so thank you.
We're honored to have you. Thank you so much.
My name's Lance Orloff. For those of you that don't know me, I'm from Alpine, Utah. Got involved with Nu Skin about 2 years, just over 2 years ago. Kenton's been a friend of mine for the last 16 years. And when he approached me about this, it wasn't really doing this business. It was, hey, how are you? How's the economy treating you? And like many of you, by the show of hands, has the economy kicked anyone's butt? The economy had pretty much taken my entire 14-year career and turned it upside down. So I was really open, wanted global diversification of my income, and Kent said, hey, let's go open Colombia. And so the fact of the matter is I did some due diligence, and I made a decision to join Nu Skin. Ultimately, I kind of put my foot in the water, if you will, for a few months. Got to about $3 grand a month residual income, and then I went to an event. And that event changed my life. It was actually the Success Summit. And I saw people that didn't have a whole lot change their lives and their circumstances. And I actually gained such a tremendous respect for what Kenton had done for this industry that I said, you know what, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. So,
Where was that event?
Hungary.
So you flew to Hungary. How long did that take?
A long time.
How much money?
2,500 to $3 grand.
Okay, so he flew over there because nobody was doing that here. He invests $3 grand. He has to get a hall pass from his wife. That was hard.
Oh, with some great friends. There were about 12 of us on that trip.
Life changes. That same event is going to be when and where?
That same event's going to be March 31st here in Salt Lake, so you don't have to spend that kind of money. It's a $150 ticket, and I promise you it is the best 2 days to 3 days you'll ever spend, regardless of you doing it.
And we have a deal. You show up with a notepad and actually take notes. You don't like it at the end, you get all your money back. So we don't need to make money on anything like that. We want to touch people's lives. So think it'd be worth it? Oh, awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you, brother.
Jake Taylor, Highland, Utah, just live over, right over here a little bit west, over by Lance. But anyway, my background, I had a traditional business for about 10 years. And where's Brad Giles? See here, if you step out, he must have ducked out. He's coming home from a camping trip with a good friend of mine, told me he was doing new skin, I couldn't believe it. Ironically, we actually went to high school with one of the founding distributors' daughters, Craig Tillotson, Trina and Alicia Tillotson, so I knew all about new skin, right? Maybe the money, but I knew all about new skin. I actually laughed when he told me he was doing new skin. And then when he told me Brad Giles got involved, I was just a little bit intrigued. Very good friends with Brad, very successful businessman. I called Brad up and said, hey, some people are saying some really bad things about you, man. You need to call me back. So he called me back and he said, hey, give me an hour of your time. And after an hour of sitting around with them, he kind of talked with me, and they're not here.
Or recording it.
It's kind of a small room, but okay, so I'll talk to the mic. But after spending about an hour with Brad and kind of sharing with me some of the things that we've talked about tonight, ultimately what I saw was just a faster way for me to really reach my goals. And as you know, I heard
What'd you
say,
do before?
it's your quickest way home.
Your quickest way home. That's good.
It was in the alarm industry.
Did you make any money? Were you successful?
A little bit.
Did you own it?
A little bit.
Partners?
Yeah, yeah.
He's hesitant because it's painful. He doesn't want to go back there. He may start sucking his thumb.
I didn't grasp it back there, but ultimately what I saw was just a faster, better way, more efficient way to accomplish what I wanted. Ultimately, I consider myself an entrepreneur. The best definition of entrepreneurialism that I've heard is we don't really care what it is. As long as it's moral, ethical, and legal, ultimately all we're looking for is the greatest return on our time and energy, period. And that's what I saw with New Skin. It's a quicker way.
He asked me, I had one concern because I talk to my business all over the world. He said, I don't speak another language and I don't know anybody that does. So what happened?
Oh, that was crazy. Yeah, so I'm a skeptic, right? So mission and hungry, and that's how he made his success. And he said, Jake, if you do this, if you do everything I tell you to do, you'll have an international-based business within 2 to 3 months. And sure enough, I'm in 6 countries. I speak this language right here that you're hearing. That's it. And yeah, 6 different countries around the world having a party. It's awesome. So he may not tell you to do this for everybody, but I'm going to tell you everybody in here should do this, for sure. This is awesome. It's incredible. It's hard work, but it's for sure worth it. And the only thing that I see is ultimately give you, I want which is true freedom. I want what that guy wants, right there. I just really want to be done. I just ultimately want to, build this to the point where I can spend enough time with my family, and that's good enough for me. So it's the quickest way home, right here.
Thank you so much. Give him a hand. Get with the person that invited you here. Oh yeah, please come up here. Sorry, I asked her. Please come quickly, quickly. Come.
Okay,
I love
30
you.
seconds. My name is Tanya Merrill. I'm from Orem, Utah. I was introduced to this business 7 years ago. I have been a stay-at-home mom for 26 years. And I was faced with having to go out into the workforce to go to work and leave my family, which was not an option for me because I just don't do that. So I did this business, and it has been a blessing to my family because I've been able to stay home with them and work this business part-time from my home and earn more income than I could make at a full-time job outside of home.
Huge hand. In closing, I have to tell you that not everybody makes money. Most people will quit. Okay? There's legal disclaimers that the government wants me to tell you. I love them. It basically wants me to say that you're pretty much a waste and that 97% of you will never make it. Because Congress said that only 2% are free. This is the truth, right? If you want to go look, there's only about 1,000 people in this company that make the kind of money I make, as compared to 153 at Walmart, or ExxonMobil Corporation with 157, right? So there's 1,000 people at my level. You don't have to live on $500,000 a year or a couple million a year. You could live on a lot less. My parents raised 6 kids on less than $30,000 a year.